Hey Google, tell me a joke.
Why doesn't anyone laugh at pizza jokes? Because they're too cheesy.
Hey guys, welcome back. Now, I know recently we've been doing a lot of untech related videos. We attended Comic-Con. We also attended the One Esports Dota 2 World Pro Invitational. Anyway, yeah, but we're going back to our roots right now and we're doing another review. And today we're going to review the Sonos One. Okay, now you might be wondering, why do I have the Sonos One, the Google Home, and the Google Home Mini? The reason for that is, and if you have seen my previous video where I attended a Sonos event where they actually did an announcement that all their Sonos devices, so the Sonos One, even the Sonos Beam as well, they now have Google Assistant integrated, alright? And when I found out, I was absolutely excited because anybody who knows Sonos knows the quality of their audio products. And honestly, as much as I love Google Home and their entire ecosystem, you don't have the option to connect it to an external speaker device where you can get much better audio. So I've been using this, and I can play my Spotify music, as you all probably already know, but I mean, you have to deal with this kind of audio, and if you're not that fussy, that's fine. But if you are like me and I'm very fussy about my audio quality, then you won't entirely be happy. But I am so glad that now this Sonos One has now come in and they've got Google Home integrated, which is absolutely fantastic. And honestly, I think this is the Google Home device that Google should have built ages ago. It is absolutely brilliant. Now, looking at the device, obviously you can see that it's a bit larger than the other two. Of course, the smallest would be the Google Mini, the Google Home, and then the largest one is the Sonos One. Okay, now in terms of features and all that, you can pretty much do everything that the Google Home and the Google Home can do, but on the Sonos One, except for one thing. I don't seem to find a way to connect to it via Bluetooth. Like for example, sometimes if I'm in my bedroom and I want to watch something on my phone, I can watch YouTube, I can watch Netflix, but I want a better speaker, I can actually connect to the Google Home or the Google Home Mini, all right, via Bluetooth, and then I get slightly better audio quality than my phone. Two issues with that. Number one, okay, the Sonos, like I said, doesn't have that feature, or at least I couldn't find that feature. Sonos has other products that are Bluetooth enabled, but I'm not reviewing that right now. The other thing is, even if the Google Home Mini and the Google Home does have Bluetooth, it never works properly. Anybody who has tried it out, owns one of these devices and tried to connect via Bluetooth, would probably agree. Alright, now looking specifically at the Sonos One. Okay, so it's got a great design. I really like it. I think I've said this many times in my other reviews that I prefer a more minimalistic design, and honestly this too fits that as well. It's minimalistic, but particularly this, I do like it. It is significantly larger than the Google Home or the Mini, obviously. So if you have the space for it, then that's fine. If not, then sorry, I can't help you. But yeah, talking about the most important thing right now is audio quality, and I have to say it is by far the best among the three. All right, there really is no comparison in terms of audio quality. People who are not that fussy about it, like I said, might be okay with this, but for people who really like good audio quality or are used to good audio quality, then you really can't go wrong with this device. Now, some of you might be saying, hey, there is the Google Home Max as well, right? And you're right, yeah, the Google Home Max is supposedly a lot better audio quality than either of these two, and I don't have one, so I haven't had a chance to review that, but it is also very expensive, all right? And I'll talk about the price of this later on, but that Google Home Max is about 700-ish in Singapore. So you're looking at significantly higher than any of these devices. So whether that's better or not, I don't know, but it has to be a heck of a lot better than this, and I doubt that it really is. Now, setting this up is really easy. It's very similar to like how you would set up other Sonos devices, or even like setting up Google. Now, this review or this video isn't really about the setting up process, so I'm not going to go through that, but trust me when I say that it's very simple. Now, the one thing that Sonos has that the others don't is that you can actually combine it to a home theater system. Like, Sonos, they have an entire home theater ecosystem. and combine that with the Sonos Beam and the subwoofer. I mean, I don't have the entire setup at home. I can't afford it, to be honest. But I mean, I've seen many demos, I've heard many demos, and it is one of the best that I've ever heard. Now, I know I keep banging on about audio, so yeah, have a listen. So yeah, there you go. I think it's pretty obvious how much better this sounds. And by the way, to get these two to sound at the same volume, perceivably the same volume as this, it is almost at full volume. I would say about 75%, but this is barely half. So this actually gets a lot louder as well. Nowadays, because there's a second generation Google Home, you can actually get this for about $35 on Challenger. So if you like that, you can get that. The Google Home right now, I think it's about $130, $150 depending on where you go. Now the Sonos One you can actually get for about $269, okay? Now some of you might be saying that's almost double the price of this. Well, I can tell you it is pretty much double the device of what this is. The sound quality is amazing. To me, it is twice as good and definitely worth the money. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Now, one thing I do need to mention, now the Google Home Mini and the Google Home both have hard switches, so they've got physical buttons to mute the microphone, all right? Whereas for this one, it's a touch sensor over here, so if I press this,
The mic is muted.
there you go, and then I'll press it again.
The mic's back on.
Yeah, so, I mean, that doesn't make it any worse or better, I'm not sure. For me personally, I prefer physical buttons. It's just a psychological thing for sound of mine, like make me think that, you know, it won't go wrong. But I mean, physical buttons do get spoiled sometimes. So who knows, maybe this might last longer, the physical buttons might last longer, I honestly don't know. So yeah, should you buy this? I mean, like I said a couple of times, if you are very particular about the quality of your speakers when you listen to music, then no question, there really isn't any debate, this is the one to buy. I mean, for me, I always, when it comes to smart home devices, I always go for good value for money, or I go for something cheap. This is almost double the price of this and way more expensive than this, but this is the best device and definitely worth every penny that you pay for this. In fact, I'm also going to give this a 5 out of 5. I think this might be the first device that we've reviewed on Technobabble that gets a full 5 out of 5. So yeah, definitely it's going to be Technobabble recommended. So yeah, that about wraps up this review. If you like this video, you know what to do, and I would love it if you would subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.